Hello everyone, Sharkunel here with another PokemonGo video. Tonight we will be examining Bronzong as being useful in the Kingdom Cup, yes or no. Hopefully try to answer the question. A number of the commentators have identified Bronzong as part of the meta, but I haven't seen much else really focusing on its use or its positive and negative matchups, so I'm going to try to look at that as I try to make the decision whether to have Bronzong on my team. And if you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe to this channel. So first we will look at PV Poke and check out where Bronzong falls within the meta. Selecting Kingdom Cup, Bronzong is listed as number 25, respectable I suppose. The main attacks are Confusion as the fast move, Heavy Slam as the charge move. I don't believe it really needs a second charge move. The only other viable one I suppose would be Psychic for additional coverage, but Confusion does so much damage that I think you're covered with just using the fast move. Checking out a couple of the matchups. Bronzong first versus Lucario. Identifying it can win with 2 shields, losing otherwise. I think that's an oversimplification of that matchup, as we will see in some of the later battles. Blaziken, Bronzong does very well against winning in all scenarios. Lapras, using Ice Beam Lapras. A win with 1 shield, loss in the 2 other scenarios, so a fairly even matchup. Altaria, again, a loss-win-loss, winning with 1 shield. So another fairly even matchup. Flygon sort of can tie with 2 shields. Not that great of a matchup. Bastiodon, you don't do well against Bastiodon with Bronzong. Now, I have my own spreadsheet where I try to put together just graphically for myself what the matchups are. If you look here on line 74, Bronzong, trying to compare it to a number of the other matchups in the meta. Hard green indicates a straight win. Softer greens indicate generally favorable matchups, and reds are poor matchups. What we really have here is, out of the 19 Pokemon that I've included in this spreadsheet, Bronzong has at least a fighting chance against 11 of them, so that's not bad. So now let's look at some matchups. I have 3 groups of 3 here against 3 different trainers, and I've used Bronzong in every battle just to try to illustrate for you how it performs in various scenarios. So in this case, I'm again fighting my wife, and I lead with Altaria. She leads with Steelix. So just dragon fast moving away here, trying to get on the other side of Steelix, and Altaria did its job. She has shield advantage, and we have Blaziken. Bronzong, she wants no part of that. She switches out, and here I make a mistake. I should have switched Lucario because I knew she had Blaziken sitting in the back, but I wanted to see what Bronzong could do against Lucario. And when coming in with a slightly injured Lucario, Bronzong was able to take it out without a problem. But I'm sunk here because she is able to get off another charge move and take out my Lucario, so she takes the first match out of 3. Second match I changed it up a little, really only switching in Lapras instead of Lucario. So here we have the Altaria mirror match. And incidentally, I've really sped up these battles double speed so that I can include as many of them as possible so that everyone can see just how well Bronzong performs or doesn't perform in these matchups. So we switch in Lapras versus the Steelix here. It's a favorable matchup for Lapras. She blocks the Surf. I'm going to shield. I want Lapras to feint this Steelix if possible. So here again we see Bronzong against a partially damaged Lucario with a shield, and if given that opportunity, Bronzong with his fast move Confusion is able to take down Lucario quickly. So here in the third matchup, I lead with Lucario. Using his shield to try to protect Lucario. She shields as well. But with the increased damage, I do have to use a second shield, but Lucario is able to. Now she brings in Bronzong. I try a Shadow Ball, which she blocks. And here's Bronzong versus my Altaria. Heavy Slam does decent damage. Sky Attack, he's able to tank that. And Bronzong able to take out my Altaria. So now I bring in my Bronzong. And now you see how it performs against Blaziken. Just eats it alive with just fast attacks. So next I have a set of 3 with Exo, one of the top trainers from the Pittsburgh region who was in my previous video. So I lead with Lapras. Steelix wants none of that, so he switches out to Kingdra. I'm not really familiar with this matchup. I'm still experimenting, so I switch out to Bronzong to see how it does against Kingdra. I'm just shielding because I want to see how Bronzong performs. So Bronzong takes out Kingdra. Not too bad. Now this is a wall to Bronzong that I figured out this evening. This is not a good matchup. Bronzong really has nothing to say to Steelix. And he goes quietly. Now he brings in Lapras versus my Lapras. Try to use a Surf, does very minimal damage. I switch out to Altaria. Use a shield to protect Altaria. So here we have Altaria versus Lapras. Altaria getting taken out there. The Lapras mirror match. He has that Dragon Pulse. I did not have that move. So I try the Ice Beam. He had a charged up Crunch there, so good game to exile Exo. And again, I'm using Bronzong every time here to try to put it into different scenarios to demonstrate whether or how it is useful. So Bronzong stays. I put in Bastiodon. Lead with Lapras. Same 2 leads as before. He switches out to Kingdra again. This time I switch out to Bastiodon. Again, I'm not 100% familiar with this matchup either. I'm probably just using too many shields here, making a lot of mistakes. So these two feint out at the same time. So we both wait out the clock. And we end up with the Lapras mirror match. Again, his Lapras has Dragon move. Which seems to do some more damage, and I switch out to Bronzong. Again, probably another mistake on my part, because he's able to switch into Steelix, which puts me at the extreme disadvantage. So Bronzong goes out like a chump here. And He has a shield left, so I try to use the Surf, but he gets a charge move off and takes me out. It was a close game, but good game again to Exile Exo. One final match versus Exile. And I decide to lead with Bronzong to see how he does as a lead. I think I was assuming this wasn't a bad matchup. We will see. See if he shields versus Heavy Slam. He does not. So I decide to use the shield and keep Bronzong alive. So with one shield, Bronzong did pretty well against Kingdra. He has shield advantage now. But of course he brings Steelix. Bronzong has nothing to say to Steelix. He does take out a chunk of his health. So I bring Lucario here. Lucario takes out Lapras pretty well, and he has a sliver left. Gets the charge move off, but I have a full Altaria. So I'm able to salvage one game against Exile Exo, and we saw a lot of good action from Bronzong there for this study we're doing. The last set of 3 is Pittsburgh trainer against Pittsburgh trainer Joey, who is another one of the top trainers in the Pittsburgh region, has won multiple cups, multiple tournaments, and is very experienced. I've faced him, I think, twice and not beaten him in a tournament scenario. So his Altaria is a bit fitter than mine and is able to take it out. So I bring in the Bronzong, and he's got Bastiodon, so I've got to switch out here, giving him the advantage. I am able to take out his Lucario, but I've got nobody left but Bronzong against Bastiodon. So I'm able to do a little damage, but he gets off the flamethrower and takes me out. Close game, but a good game for Pittsburgh trainer Joey. So I switch out to bring Lapras, just experimenting with different teams, all including Bronzong on this evening. So Lapras versus Altaria. Unfortunately, I have Surf, or fortunately for this meta, but not for this matchup. So he does not block. And the Ice Beam is able to take out Altaria. I use a shield and we again see Bronzong, if he uses a shield, is able to take out Lucario very well. But Flygon, quicker with the charge moves, able to take out Bronzong. And he's preserved his shields, and Flygon's super effective attack is able to take out Lucario. So although that battle was looking good for me, Flygon was able to sweep the last 2 Pokemons I had. So this is not a good lead for me. Bronzong versus Bastiodon. That's a straight wall to Bronzong. But I don't want to switch. I want to try to fight it out. I know what happens if you switch out against Pittsburgh trainer Joey on the first Pokemon. That's as good as a loss. So I decided to fight it out here with Bastiodon, see what I can do. Use the shields, try to get on the other side of Bastiodon, which I am able to do. But he's got a 2-0 shield advantage, and that's not a good recipe. So I bring in Bastiodon versus Altaria. He immediately switches out to Lucario. I switch out to mine. But he gets to the charge move first. I've got no shields left. So he's able to sweep me. So another good game to Pittsburgh trainer Joey. I hope this has been helpful in analyzing the potential uses of Bronzong. I still haven't made my decision as to whether to put him on my team or not, but I think he has a number of favorable matchups and could be very useful in this meta. So if you like this type of content and you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.